Hi everyone, this is Sam. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up something that I feel is very important. Right now I got 4 to 17 hertz that's going on in the background, so you probably hear it. It's loud enough so that it can basically provide some huge healing. It basically facilitates change. And so what it does is it gets rid of toxins in your body and your system and everything and anything in your life that's toxic. It also connects to the higher realm, and it also helps your pains and your balancing, and basically gets rid of anything that doesn't serve you, and it detoxes your whole system. Mostly the physical when it's 417, but it does work with the metaphysical, and it helps you facilitate change in your life and atmospheres. So it basically gets rid of any bad air, bad sickness vibes, or anything like that creates sickness or illness. So it gets rid of all of that. And so I do have tuning frequency videos that you can look into. But I wanted to bring this up. So what is happening right now is really impressive. The Schumann resonance is a type of monitoring system that they mostly do in Russia and other places, do different types of monitoring similar. It's what they've chosen to do for those different places in the world. And they have ability to check those vibrations to know what's helping and what is keeping the earth going and what isn't. And so many of these different agreements or countries or governments know about these monitorings and work with them and work with other forms of scientists, NASA, all of them. Some of them use it to manipulate, to try to block the frequencies because they have a different belief of what they think it does, and it'll mess with their system. But really what it is it's monitoring what they call the heartbeat of the planet, of this realm of what we're on, that radiates, but not radiates, but vibrates more healthier gamma and other waves that either heal or harm the movements of self. And so the clouds and the geoengineering and all of that is so that they try to block those waves from us getting out of this realm more and more. And basically what you can do is you can learn to talk the frequency of the clouds and of the air and of the light. When you resonate and you learn to communicate with them with your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, your brain, your heart, and your gut, those three areas, the lymphatic system is the second brain, that would be your gut area, your intestines, other things, and then all the way up to your heart, and that would be another brain itself, and then your brain. Now, many people don't think of the heart as a brain, but it's a brain function. What the heart does is it pumps energy of your breathing into your blood and through the rest of your body. But it also takes in studies, and takes in energy that others never knew was going on. They never thought about it, they were never told it, or they never really paid attention. And so it's really impressive what it does. And so I'm going to go into that in just a moment. So what's really going on in this realm and within this system that we're in is we are vibrating, and our thoughts create reality. And what we do to others, making fun of them, putting them down, thinking certain things would happen that annoy you from seeing them or whatever, or your reactions to others' reactions create a karma towards you, or a vibration that affects you too, because everybody's everybody. When you start blessing everybody with blessings and forgiveness of what they look like or how they are or what their situation is or what they're going through, when you stop thinking that they're going to do things that you think they should go through, or that you just want to put them through, or you think negatively about them or positively, it creates the same in your life, and those that you love around you will be affected, because what goes around comes around, and it just happens. And thinking that others are meaning something that they aren't meaning is also causes it. So you got to forgive yourself, forgive others, and just bless everything into being. And that's something I let people know all the time. And many people may get what I'm saying, and they might realize the connection. Some may not. I don't know who does and who doesn't. Even the ones that I think may not, they may. Really, it's about the heart. The heart connects, and when you talk about the heart actually connects to your brain and sends light energy from your breathing and from other things, and connects to your brain and gives you intuition to your brain. Same with your gut. Your heart also connects with your gut and your body and your system, and everything. And everything matters. Now, there is a teaching that is in many different teachings of grow your hair out, because then you'll be stronger and you'll function in a certain way. There are other teachings that say completely shave your hair off and you can regulate your temperature. So the question is, should you shave your hair? Should you not? I think you should do what your heart tells you to do. So for me, I have shaved my head at one time just to see how it would work and see if it connects with meditation and things, and it does. But I also was like, okay, let's grow this hair out. And so that's why I grew this hair out the way that it's been. I'm like, let's see what it does. And they say that it will make you stronger, and it might even provide extra abilities. You can also talk to your hair and your cells, and you can say, I love you, please do this. And then just believe that it hears you, trust in your heart, and believe that it loves you enough to do what you ask. And forgive and put judgments aside and just bless it and be like, I bless you. And sometimes it's because it wants to be seen. It wants people to see it, or other people that are resonating or watching are making it happen because they're so annoyed by it and they're so focused on it that they just focus on that instead of love and appreciation for the individual bringing the message that they're about to bring that will actually create miracles. So I'm going to bring up something that I think is really cool. So our thoughts and our words and our phrases and our feelings are prayers, our energy. They create things. So your thoughts and your feelings, they create reactions. They create connections. Whatever you think and do to me is done unto you, tenfold to 1,000-fold. So you might as well bless me so that you're blessed tenfold to 1,000-fold. Because why bless me with things you don't want me to be blessed in that would come to you and be affected on you? Or maybe you're doing it because you've been bullied and you think that that's why you have to do it to others, and so you just go into this bully cycle because others have bullied you, and you say, oh, it's because of that, and that's why, and it's because of this issue and this health problem. Forgive yourself. Just bless that problem away. Bless yourself away. So what's happening right now recently is a really cool occurrence. So many are talking about the moon going into Virgo, and I heard that Mercury is going into a degree with Jupiter for Aquarius. And I want to say I saw like 70 degrees or different degrees. I was like, this is interesting. And they said it's going into this certain degree that connects with Jupiter, and it's going to cause a really cool experience or change. And that would mean the shift is here. And so I've heard this for years, and many have heard it for 20 years or more. The whole thing is what is actually happening is bigger than that, and we've been feeling it. This is the time. And the reason why I know this is the time is because of the witnessing that many have noticed. And it's been very subtle at first, like very easy to see, but not easy to see also. It's been very kind of like, okay, there it is, but is it really? And then it happens again and again and again. So what's happened is, I brought it up in many different ways in my previous videos, and some kind of got cut off, and I apologize for that. Things happen due to the energies that are going on affect me and affect you, and then we manifest things. So I do my best to look at my time because I know when it tries to cut off things. But regardless, I forgive myself and I forgive you and I forgive all and bless myself, and now we're good. So what it is, and even if we're not good, we bless until we are. And so just keep blessing and keep putting judgments aside and focusing on healing and manifesting, because that's what we really want for this world. The more we focus on the pain, the more we're stuck in that pain, we go into the lower realms and we're stuck there. If that's where you want to be, then go ahead and keep on doing that. But I would hope that you wouldn't, because I don't want you to have to suffer, and I don't want to either. No one deserves that. We all should be blessed and loved. So what is occurring right now is really cool. So the frequency that we are seeing and connecting with is creating a type of opening. And we've seen several portals opening, but this showed up on the Schumann resonance. And I've seen this before, but it was a little bit different this time, because it showed that it was doing the Hopi prophecy lighting within it as well. And in the middle is the opening of the eye. So the opening of the eye would be the opening of a portal. And some people would call it a wormhole, or quantum entanglement connection would be prominent before and after it. You would notice a lot of connections there, where it's like a telephone call from one end of the universe to where you're at, and then you keep going through it and connecting like a long distance connection throughout the whole universe and dimensions, timelines. And what happens is, when this happens, it means many different timeline and planets and stars and stuff just exploded or merged and then created an opening. And they call that a black hole, and connected to wormhole and system as well. So wormhole and black hole are very different and similar. But this seems like it's a wormhole. It doesn't seem like a black hole. It seems like a wormhole opening portal that is similar to a black hole, but it goes both ways, which would be two black holes as one, making two openings, whether there's an opening one way and the other way. So it's going both ways to connect both timeline connections, or both places of worlds. And it seems like what happened is there was a light that happened before it, and then the opening, and then a light that happened afterwards. It brought a light wormhole opening as well, where the light realm made their own opening portal. So what you could see is it was the lights, and then there was darkness within the Schumann resonance, and it wasn't a cutoff. It was actual purple and violet, and then you saw the watermelon energy, which is Metatron cube, the Archangel Metatron, or regular Angel Metatron, but it's really the Archangel one with the way the energies were going there. But it was Metatron's cube being used. And that means Christ was part of it, and others and other beings were too. Multiple. And so multiple ascended forms made this connection, and now they just brought into, and some people say it was us being sucked out of the 3D dimension. Our homes and everything are still 3D like, and so it keeps us in our 3D energy state until the shift is fully done and makes the whole Earth that we're on now crystallized. So we were already in a portal, but this is a full portal, and some say the 1212 portal is already occurred, but it could happen on the 1st. So the 1st of March would be the 1212 portal. Some will go in it sooner, or see that we're going in it sooner because of their time zone being different than where I'm at. And so they'll get into it, or they'll see the opening of being sucked into it sooner. But once the full 1st goes in for everybody, then we'll know we're already in it. We're already through it. And what will happen is it will go for until 10 days. And that's the 10 days of darkness to light is what some people think. But we've already been going through several different styles of it. we've already been going through the 40-day, 40-night connection. And so basically what will happen is we'll have a shift into the shift day, which would be the 11th of March or sooner. It could be the 3rd. It could be many feel that it could be connected to what the actual calendar would be, and also the actual year connection, where we're 12/12 and 12/21 connection finally. And so really it's 12/12 going to 12 or 2013, and it's 20 and it's 2021 or 2020 going into 2021. So it's 20 going into 21 or 12 going to 13. So that's just the connection there. And what is so interesting about that is that would be basically 3 going into 13, or the 2 turning. It's just different numbers and different correlations, and I can go into that some other time. But I want to bring this video up that what is happening with the Schumann resonance and with the connections with the moons going into Virgo and all these different, it's aligning for people so that they can finally have their balance for their change. So they're getting their upgrades. Some of us have already gotten our upgrades, but we're getting extra upgrades because of all the things that we've gone through and we're sent here to do, and we've achieved it. And some are trying to keep us back from it. And so what will happen is many are fearful or concerned or worried or wondering, or worried that others are worried, so they say they're worried because they feel others are worried, and so they want to be worried with those others, and I've seen that pattern. But really what happens is you get a dark gift where it seems like it's a bad situation that occurs, and then you flip it and it helps you find a lost thing, and so it turns good. But then the thing that you thought was bad turns good as well. As you find that lost thing, you find out that what just happened wasn't a bad thing. It was a bad thing to get your attention, to make it seem like it wasn't good. And really, it was the only way to get you, well, maybe not the only way, but it was the way that it chose, or to get you to recognize not all bad things are bad anymore. Now they're good. They're just getting you out of your bad cycle of thinking something is bad, so you can see the good within anything that comes across as bad. Because now everything is just shaping. And what that is it's more of just changing and getting rid of stuff that doesn't serve you, but it has to show it to you that it was there, or that it seemed like it was, to show you what actually is good that you thought was bad. So basically it's showing you that all this stuff that you think is not good in your life is actually there for a purpose for good, and is good now. And all the things that were bad, they've left you. They're gone. So now you have all these good things happening to you and blessings for all. And so you get irritated and you go, what is this? And then all of a sudden it turns good on you. Well, that's what a darkness to light or shadow to light is. That's what that meaning is. So what is happening is the darkness is turning to the light cycle, to where they are now becoming equals and balanced. And so that's what that Schumann resonance noticing was the other day. Now, have you noticed that after that occurrence of the Hopi prophecy was seen again, that this time it's for reals, it's for realsies, and not just the foreshadowing of it? It's the opening of the realsies, because we're making it seem like it was that way to throw people off, to feel like it never was going to happen, so they would be controlled by the dark more, to give up on the Great Awakening, to give up on it. But there was too many that still started noticing that there's been tricks and been holding on to it and trusting people who had the real knowledge of it, or hoping and praying and desiring a different way that does work, that we knew worked, that others were trying to get us to focus on this other, that we're like, well, since that's not going to work, we're going to do the way that does actually work. Well, that got people to realize that, we better start telling the truth now, because we've been pulling people back to mess with them, and they were going to pull out all the stops that would have screwed us up for messing with them. So now we got to really help them, because we were wrong and we shouldn't have done that. We were just trying to profit off of our own stuff, thinking that we could do that. And so it was basically them trying to keep the old ways going, thinking they could. But now the old ways are dwindling because they know they can't and they're not supposed to. And them doing it in the trickster way, it weeded out the true awakened ones and the ones that aren't fully aware of the awakening or that still wondered. But it's okay, because you'll be healed. If you were tricked and you noticed you were tricked, you're fine. You're going to be healed. Everybody's healed now. Everybody's blessed. So what we just happened is, in order to see the light, you have to see the shadow. The shadow helps you see where the shadow is coming from. And it's coming on what is actually shining to make the shadow. Okay? So in order to see the shadow, or to know that it's a shadow, you have to see that it's a shadow from something that's shining. Then you can see the light that made the shadow. And then you're like, oh, there's the blessing right there. I was seeing the shadow that seemed bad, or fake, and now I'm seeing it's real and it's a blessing. And I didn't see that until you. So that's what's happening. Is first you see something that is shadowy, and then all of a sudden this comes across as a bad, negative energy, you think. And really, it's a good energy now. And it's revealing secrets and bringing back lost things that you didn't know was lost. Returning things that happened from darkness. So they had to do it in a shadowy way to show that the shadow is now done, and now the spotlight is upon what really is there for you. And now you can see the truth, or to see the things that was lost that you didn't know was there. Because it was just there to bring the lost thing back. So it was a way to heal the shadow system, where it's trying to be more light now, or trying to be connected with itself again, that it is shadowing from, that it's just a shadow of itself. So it's not really bad, it's just, you just saw the shadow part of it, and the shadow part of it is just a reflection of the real self that's shining. And so once you see the shining, not the evil movie, talking about the good shine of a star or whatever, you start to see the truth of what's really going on, and then you can protect yourself and heal yourself from the darkness you thought was there. And really, there was something else protecting you from that darkness so that you could be free. And then what happens is, then you have this impressive creational thing, or this awesome thing that shows up for you, that you see this lost thing, and then a whole bunch of other things start happening in that same pattern. So that's what's been happening for the last 2 or 3 weeks for me. I've been seeing things that came across as bad, and then they turned good, or it made them to be good, and was able to utilize the other for something later, but I don't know what. And then something else happens, and time travel and distortions occur, and it's just like, this is weird, and then things come at the same time, and then they act like they haven't come yet, and maybe something else is coming to make up for the other, or for it coming early. So there's a lot of weird distortions trying to get us to realize that something is coming even bigger, to make up for the delays, or for saying that they were coming later when they would come earlier as a blessing. And it's because what's happening is, the thing that wasn't serving us is leaving. And it's coming early as a blessing to make up for what it was saying it was coming late in. So we're getting it early to let us be aware that something that we thought is coming later is coming early now. And to make up for what has happened to us before. For the shadowy and the irritations and the waiting that we've waited too long for. So now we're being blessed, and everything is correcting itself to make up for lost time, and it's really messing with us, because it's coming It's saying it's coming late, and then it comes early, then it acts like it never came, and then you don't know what else is coming. But it's to tell you that something even better is coming, and it keeps happening over and over. And you're just like, what is going on? But in different ways, different things. So blessings keep coming, and they're coming more. And it's really cool. So all these delays that were irritating are now coming to make up for their past delays. And it still bothers us because we were hoping something better would come, but it helped us with something else to prepare us for something even more. And so what is about to occur is huge, because what we just went through was we got the light and shining, and the type of circleization of the Hopi prophecy picture, what it would be. The people posted on Twitter and other places, social, all over, talking about it, bringing it up in the Waking community, saying, look at what has just now occurred, like it did back in December and other times. This is it. This is the real time. The others were just kind of foreshadowing of this. And people were irritated because it didn't happen. Well, that was because it was talking about it happening now. Because now we're in the actual real truth, because they've been hiding us about the real calendar and the real dates. Because all our history has been lied to us. And who's been holding on to all these truths? The ones that have been holding on to all these truths have been the darkness, the shadows. The shadow who were seen as bad, who were actually the good parts, who were working for the light. And they were within the shadow, which were in the darkened communities, pretending to be part of them, but never ever being part of them. And were actually just doing dark things that the darkness loved, thinking it was on their side, when it was really helping the light. Because it was the balance. They were the balance. And now they have done their part, and they're doing more of their part if required. And then what's about to happen is we're about to be revealed the secrets, because they had all the secrets. They've been around the darkness, and they held on to the secrets of things that would be revealed at the time the light wanted it to be revealed. And then the light had darkness within them that had secrets as well of the light, and they realized things they never knew, and now they're mixing with the shadow part, and they're becoming one. So the spies on the darkness and the spies on the light are coming oneness together, because they realized what the other had, that they didn't know revealed the fullness. So that's what made the portal. That's what's making the eyelid opening, because people are talking about the Hopi prophecy is now the eye is opening, that the planet that we're in is the eye, but it's the heart as well. There's just multiple things. And the eye is opening, and we're about to see the fullness of what we haven't seen. So now what's happening is the eye is opening, and we're seeing the opening of the eye, and the truth is being revealed. That's all that means. But it's figuratively, literally, and full through. So our higher form self that we're all a part of is waking up, and we're going to wake up as that form. That's what's happening. So we're changing to this form to become that ultimate form eventually, which we already are. But until we are becoming the next level of form that we're ready for. And it's eternal. And we're always going to be whatever we desire to be, and it's the perfect form of what we are. And so it's just so many changes. It's going to really throw us all off, but not in a bad way, in a good way. It's going to really waken everybody and be like, okay, this is awesome. So we're getting gifts as presents. So being present helps you get presents. And being aware of the moment and appreciating what has been given as you see it and recognize it helps you see it more and helps you be blessed in it more. And so what's coming next is going to be huge. So by Monday, huge things are coming, and it's going to be interesting. It might even happen tonight. But Monday will be the time. And then what will happen after that will be new change. We're going to awaken into new forms of awakening that's going to throw us all off. We're all going to be like, what is going on? Because really what's happening is we are becoming more of our full self. We're becoming more of our fullness. And no one is going to be separate from each other. That means as you make fun of me or anybody else, you're going to become us as well and go through what we go through. Also, when you become a fifth density form, you're going to remember all your past lives, all the pain that they all went through, all the happiness they went through. So you might as well heal and bless everybody now so that you don't put us through more pain because you'll remember going through it. Do you want to remember it? Do you want to go through it? And if you don't care, you might have to go through it again until you do. And you'll keep going through it as an eternal suffering until you let it go. And free it and heal it and stop causing more of it. And forgiving and blessing everybody like I want to bless you and anybody that watches or listens because you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be blessed. You're me, I'm you in some form or some way. Whether it's literal, not literal, but as though it could be, but isn't, but as though it is. Because whatever we think, feel, and do affects others, so we might as well just bless. And think and desire them to be the desired outcome that they desire, and then maybe they won't be the way that you feel that they are. They'll be better, and then you won't have to deal with them anymore, or deal with the suffering of certain things that you felt affected you, and because they're not going to be there. The good parts of them will, that you want to be there will be there, but the other part won't. You'll be healed. And you'll be healed. And then things that you notice that were harming you or affecting you will be healed. Because that's all I want for you and everyone. So that's what's happening right now is the darkness is being healed. And it's made that portal of the eye opening. And then a double portal connection where light connection can bring in their wormhole of the light angel beings to come in with it. And so both have come in. And now they've come together. And what is happening is it's going to create a balance of creation of the ultimate good. That's it. So that's what's going to happen. So I'll probably do another video, but I wanted to bring up that, so we are now being blessed. So March 1st, March 3rd to the 4th, and March 11th, and then March 27th and 28th. Those are the dates that many are noticing connect. So be ready. By the 11th is what I feel it will be, but by the 27th to 28th, we'll know for surety, and then we'll go from there. So bless you all. Take care.